guys, if you're new here, my name is Tanisha and I currently live in Hua Hin, Thailand. I've been living overseas for the last 2 years and I am just going to be real with how I feel, my current state of mind, all that jazz. So, I'm a small business owner. If you guys weren't aware, I am a travel advisor specializing in Asian vacations. And I really love planning vacations for clients who are actually serious and understand the value of working with someone like me. And I know that there's been a lot of, I don't know if I should say negative outlooks on travel agents, but there are some travel agents that have ruined things for everyone, or one client had a bad experience with a travel agent and now they think that all travel agents are created equally. And I just don't understand why travel agents are put in a certain box when people just don't understand what they don't understand the fact that having a travel agent, at least the right one, buys back their time, buys back their stress level of planning a vacation to another country that they're not familiar with. And there's a lot of MLM travel agents out here, and I know certain people have heard of IntelliTravel, and I'm not really familiar with their practices. I've heard that they do two things. You can either be a part of their recruitment team and be a travel agent and then recruit other travel agents, or you can strictly choose to just be a travel agent. So it just depends on what road that person wants to operate their business. If they want to strictly be a travel agent or if they want to do a travel agency and recruit other agents underneath them. So, all that being said, I offer 3 tiers of service. The first service is I create an itinerary, a custom itinerary based on your travel non-negotiables, your travel style, your preferences, your interests, and then you book everything yourself. The other service I offer is, oh Lord, I just came on here. I don't even know how my hair is looking. How am I looking, y'all? I didn't realize I had it in this little tied up ponytail. That's how distraught I am right now. Um, but my second tier of service is booking management. So this is good for like a couples trip, a small group trip, when basically you just want somebody to put everything together for you and you want me to book everything on your behalf, but there's a lead traveler involved. So like a lead traveler means someone who's going to collect the payments from everybody and submit them to me. But as far as your custom itinerary, all your logistics, your packing lists, your travel guides, I do all of that for you. And then last but not least, my favorite service to provide is luxury travel concierge, which means I'm literally your go-to for every single thing. This is really good for people who want the white glove experience or large groups who don't want to handle multiple payments from multiple different people. So, or to multiple different people. So, for instance, it's a group of, let's say, 10 people and you're the lead traveler. And because you've taken that role, now you have the responsibility of collecting everyone's payments in a timely manner and submitting them to the right parties. So what if you have somebody that cancels and now you booked a 10-bedroom villa somewhere and now everybody's gonna have to pay more money because this person backed out? People don't think about things like that can add stress to their vacation. That's why you hire somebody like me to make those things easier. So if Aunt Susie is a week late on her payment, you're not the one chasing her down. I am. So it's just things like that. And then a lot of people, they go to different countries and they don't realize like the culture and things that they would do in America may be disrespectful in other countries, or visas. Like some countries you can do visa on arrival, some countries you have to get a visa approved before you even depart your hometown. So, being all this, saying all this, maybe I'm just not doing a great job at marketing. Maybe I'm just not doing a great job of teaching people what a travel agent does. But at the end of the day, I can't force you to understand something or want to understand something. And I'm not knocking the people who want to DIY it at all. If you want to do it yourself, that's absolutely fine. So there are some issues that people don't like, that travel agents are starting to charge fees, and the people don't understand. They're like, well, why would I pay somebody to book my vacation and I could just book it myself? Like, aren't they getting paid a commission? Yes, we are getting paid a commission, but just how one person can ruin it for everyone, that has happened in the travel agent space. Meaning, when we didn't charge fees, people would take advantage of us. Not everybody, but some people would. So, for instance, you just put together this beautiful proposal or itinerary for this couple going to, let's say, a cruise to, I don't know, Alaska. I don't think anybody takes cruises to Alaska. Maybe they do. But you guys get what I'm saying. You put all this together, and then they decide that they're either going to ghost you or they're just going to book it themselves. But you weren't compensated for that time, that research that you put in to make sure this particular cruise fit their actual travel style. So a lot of travel agents, they will just take your budget and book for you based on your budget, not based on the experience that you're seeking. That's where a lot of us differ, is because I'm going to get on the phone with you. First of all, if you're using these travel agents that just have you fill out a form and you never really have talked to them, you've never made any attempt, or they never made any attempt to build a rapport with you, to me that's a red flag, because you can't really understand somebody's personality, understand their lifestyle from a form. So I say all this to say, we're charging a fee because we're doing more than the average travel agent. And the ones that are still going above and beyond for free, I salute them, but I cannot do it personally, because when I make a proposal for a prospect, because I honestly don't call clients until they have submitted a deposit, because I've had so many people, guys, run off on me after paying a planning fee. So could you imagine me putting together like 15-page itinerary with details so explicit, like from the time you get off the plane to the time you get back to your house, you know exactly what you're doing. You don't have to wonder what restaurant to go to, what is my hotel nearby, how are we going to get to this excursion. Oh, we want a private photographer. Oh, we it's somebody's birthday. We want a reservation with the table settings and balloons and decorations. Or you walk into your room and you have certain amenities, that I've upgraded you to, that aren't available to the public. Like, we're we're keeping all of that in mind when we're talking to you. Like, oh, I know she would really enjoy this based on this conversation. So when we do all that and then we present that to you and then you ghost us, we're not getting commission from giving you that information. You see what I'm saying? So initially, you're just paying us to put all this together for you. And you can still choose to book it on your own, but at least I got paid for my time. And that just makes sense to me. Like, I'm trying to think of something that this would be relatable, that you would understand better. Let me think. I'll come back to that. But another thing I've noticed with a lot of clients or prospects is that once I give them the proposal, they want an itemized breakdown of all of the costs. And that is something that I mentioned in my consultation and in my follow up email. That's something that normally is not a thing. It's not a thing. When we reach out to these suppliers and these DMCs, which are called destination, which stands for destination management companies, they don't give us detailed pricing. They literally say, okay, this is what your client wants. I'm going to put it into a package for you. Here's the price. That's it. They're not saying, okay, well, this tour costs this much, this tour costs this much, this like, no, they're not doing that. Because at the end of the day, those are people who are just looking for the best deal and the cheapest price. So when people ask me that question, that's automatically a red flag for me, because that means that you either A, think I'm overcharging you, B, want to go see if you can find it at a cheaper price and then come back to me and try to have this back and forth. Oh, well, I found it for this price, so now you have to find it cheaper because you're a travel agent. No. Now, don't get me wrong, there are travel agents that can find you really, really great deals. That isn't not necessarily a thing, but it's also not a guarantee. Yes, we can possibly find it cheaper for you, but that doesn't mean we're going to find it cheaper for you. Sometimes we might find it at the same price that you did, but the only difference is it's a service that's built into that price that you're not receiving. So every single time you spend money on travel, there is already a commission price built in, regardless if an agent collects it or not. So that $1,000 trip that you booked through Expedia.com, there's a commission built into that price already. Only if something goes wrong, you have to deal with Expedia. But if you booked it through me and I got it for you at the exact same price, and if something goes wrong, you reach out to me and I figure it out for you and you still enjoy your vacation. You see what I'm saying? So wouldn't you rather have that peace of mind knowing that if something does happen and you need somebody's help, you don't have to then pause your entire trip, get transferred to this person, that person, be on hold. It's a headache. Who would want to experience that during their vacation, especially a vacation that you spent money for? Maybe $1,000 isn't like a big deal, but if you're spending, 5,000 or more per person on a trip, are you really going to want to handle any kind of customer service issues during that trip that need to be handled right then and there? No, you're not. And that's why you seek out someone who provides that service. You're literally upgrading the way you travel by having something like that handled for you. And some people don't look at it like that. They just think like, oh, well, I can just do it myself. Yes. Since when has it been more expensive to do it yourself? Literally, people, let's think about that for a second. It's always going to be cheaper to do it yourself, of course. But you know what doing it yourself costs you? Time. And if you're a busy professional, which are the clients that I'm seeking the clients who are very busy, have families, run businesses, corporate jobs, who don't have the time to read through email or read through reviews and research this tour and research that tour. These are the people who don't have time for that. If you have time, by all means go ahead and do it. But there is no service in the world that it's going to cost you more to do it yourself unless you just don't know what you're doing. Period. It'll cost you more if you don't know what you're doing. But if you have half a brain and it's not something like, building a house, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to do it cheaper for yourself. So when people tell me like, oh, you can do it cheaper yourself, you can do it cheaper yourself. Yeah, you could. You probably could. Okay. But is it going to be the level of trip that I could have put together for you? It may be a good trip, but is it going to be amazing? Am I going to find things that you may not have found online because I have access to things that you don't with my travel agency credentials? And that's what people just don't understand. And I feel like that's what I'm struggling with in my business, is finding the client that does understand that. I seem to be attracting the clients that just want the cheapest price. So you know what? That's what made me increase my planning fee, because I'm like, okay, well, if they're willing to spend more money to hire me, 9 times out of 10 they understand the value that I'm bringing in them and the time that I'm saving them for them to do it themselves. But even then, some people don't understand that, because if you're not charging enough, it's not enough for them to think, well, $100, I can spend that on a dinner, in one day. Like, that's nothing. So I don't think this is the right pricing for this trip. So I'm just gonna part ways and just let her keep the money. That has happened to me multiple times. I think I've collected countless planning fees at this time, and I just raised my prices recently. And I've had one person pay that planning fee, and then we got up to the deposit, and they ghosted. So at the end of the day, it doesn't make me feel as bad, because at least I was compensated for my time and my information that I overall did give them, because I still sent them a beautiful proposal so they know what hotels to book, what tours they want to do, everything. And now they can go book this on themselves. Is that by themselves? And is that something that they're going to do? Who knows? I'll go check their Facebook during the dates they said they were going to book it and see if they booked it themselves. That's the only way I'll know for sure. But this entrepreneurial life, y'all, it's not made for the weak. And being that I'm doing it in Thailand, I just think it makes it 10 times harder, because when I'm having these consultations with prospects, I'm either doing it, in the morning for them and night for me, or vice versa. So, I'm not going to have a consultation at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is 1 p.m. for them. I'm not going to do it, because, first of all, I'm doing it for free. And second of all, like, am I really going to be enthusiastic and energetic at 1 a.m.? No. So I've already made it harder for myself. So, anyways, guys, I've just been rambling a lot. If you're still here, I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm just kind of in one of those headspaces due to the recent interaction that I've had with a prospect that potentially wasted my time. But like I said, I was compensated for it, so it wasn't extremely annoying, but it's still annoying, because now I'm not going to get that commission on a $5,000 trip. You know what I'm saying? So it's just frustrating. And then also, it's frustrating to specialize in a country that people assume is super cheap. If you want real luxury in Thailand, it's a little bit less expensive than the United States, but not by much. Like, I still believe the Four Seasons is anywhere from $400 to $800 a night in Thailand. Like, you're not gonna get Four Seasons for $200 a night. Let's look it up right now. Like, I'm just gonna go look and see how much a Four Seasons is in Thailand versus, let's say, New York. Let us see. Let us see. Okay, so there's a Four Seasons in Koh Samui. It is rated 4.8 on the reviews. I don't know why my internet is going so slow. And we'll do the Four Seasons New York City. I don't know if there's like multiple Four Seasons in New York. All right, y'all. Of course, when I'm making this video, oh yeah, I forgot my VPN is on, so that's probably why my internet is going super slow. So let me turn that off. And let's go back. I'm supposed to be grocery shopping, y'all, but I'm literally like 2 steps away from having a panic attack, because I'm just so annoyed by, we call them tire kickers in the travel industry. So basically, just meaning people who just want to waste your time and they seem like they're ready, but they're not. Okay, so let's look for, because of course we're going to do after the holiday. So let's do January 4th through the 11th, which is a week stay at a Four Seasons in Koh Samui. Let's check the rates. Okay, so the prices are in Thai baht. So let's change that to USD. Where's USD? $6. So the Serenity Pool Villa, which is one king bed, is $2,600 a night. That is the cheapest room that they have. The most expensive room is Lord. So this is a 5 bedroom. Let's not do more than 1 bedroom because obviously the more rooms you're gonna get. So a family pool villa goes for $3,671. So anywhere from 2,700 to 3,700. Okay, so now let's try the Four Seasons Hotel in New York for those exact same dates. So January 4th to the 11th. Let's check the rates. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay. So it's actually, let me see. So they don't have like, pool villas in New York, obviously. Um, but anyway, the cheapest room is the Junior Suite City View, which is $1,900 a night. So as of right now, Thailand is more expensive because it is a villa than New York in January. So yeah, guys, this is a perfect example of what I mean. Thailand can be just as expensive, if not more expensive, depending on where you are, depending on the room category, depending on the time of year. So when people come to me and they want private tours, they want private photographers, they want a private yacht, they want the highest room category at a 5-star hotel. And then I tell them $5,000 and they're looking at me like I'm insane. Because they've gone down a rabbit hole of TikTok videos and Instagram videos where people say, "Oh, I just did Thailand for 10 days for $1,000, and I stayed at this luxury da 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 da." Whose luxury? Their luxury? Everybody's definition of luxury is different. Don't get me wrong, there are some nice 3 and 4 star hotels, but are they going to be to the American standards of luxury? No. So it's just very frustrating, y'all. It's very frustrating. And then we have the clients that want to do 80,000 things in 4 days. It's just not possible. And I try to warn people that, like, the jet lag coming over here, it's not worth it to come over here for 7 nights. It's not. I mean, if that's all you can get off, that's fine. But it's going to take you at least 2 days just to regulate your body and your mind from the exhaustion of jet lag. So you're really not even your full self until the second or third day. And you're looking at me crazy because I'm trying to convince you to come for at least 10 days. And you're just like, well, I don't have that kind of time off. And I mean, I wish I did, but I do want to do all 20 of these things in the 6 nights that I have. No, like, so at the end of the day, I am just getting burnt out from educating people on Thailand and other Southeast Asian countries because all they know of is what they see on social media. That's it. They're only looking at the popular things. And I'm trying to plan vacations for people who want to do things off the beaten path. Yes, you can still want to do the highlights, obviously. But there's so much more to Thailand than Phuket. There's so much. Do you know that there's like 1,400 over 1,400 islands? Yes, Phuket is one of the more developed islands, but for the love of God, don't stay in the Patong area unless you want that party lifestyle. If you don't want to immerse yourself in the culture, stay in Patong. Stay over in the high priced, overpriced areas in Patong if that's what you want. I'm not gonna, I'll tell you, hey, you might enjoy Kokud or Kosamet, or there's so many freaking islands, okay? I really want to travel to the Simoleon Islands, but I just heard that the fact that you can't really stay there and it's just a pain to get to. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's just getting there that kind of makes it like not worth it. But there's so many different islands that you can check out, but most people, they don't have the time because they're only staying there for 7 days. So they're just want to do like, okay, well, I just want to do Bangkok and Phuket because this is what TikTok says, and I'm listening to TikTok, not your professional opinion. Gotcha. So I'm trying to get myself out of this bubble from attracting those kind of people. Because if I continue to attract, and I know that my marketing has a lot to do with the people I attract. So I'm using all these waste of time situations to kind of regroup and really define what my aligned client is. And once I truly define who my aligned client is, I can base my marketing off speaking directly to that person. But it's challenging, y'all. It's really challenging to put yourself out there. And then, you know, the biggest thing for anybody is like, oh, we care what people think too much. We do. We do. I'm starting to push more away from caring what people think. I really don't care because they're not going to pay my bills at the end of the day. But sometimes it's easier said than done. And I just have to train my brain, train my mindset to be like, listen, who cares what whoever thinks? Because they are not the ones that I'm looking for as clients. They're not the one paying my bills. So if they think my content is cringe and they weren't spending money with me to begin with, who cares? Like, who actually cares? I only care about the people who I know will spend money with me, or who I want to spend money with me, I should say. And the biggest thing for any entrepreneur to realize is that just because you say, hey, I have this, buy it. In people's mind, they're like, who are you? Why should I trust you? What have you done to educate me that you actually know what you're talking about? What have you said in the past that I can be like, okay, yes, such and such is a professional when it comes to, or very, not a professional, she's an expert when it comes to this topic or that topic. And then once they establish that you're an expert, then you can sell them because now they trust you. They've gotten to see your personality. They see that you're consistent. That's like the biggest thing. Like, you can't just show up out of nowhere and expect people to spend, depending on what you're selling them, thousands of dollars to a person that they've seen one video from. That's just not going to happen. And yeah, I've learned that the hard way. I'm currently marketing a group trip right now, and yes, I've had leads, but nothing solid. I just watched someone's marketing live today on TikTok, and they were saying if you plan on dropping a ebook or a service or a trip, whatever the case may be, you need to talk about that for 90 days first before you even drop it. So when it does drop, people are going to be like, oh yeah, she's been talking about this for 3 months. I'm so excited. It's finally here. I've been waiting. But if you just come out of the blue and say, hey, I'm here, pay for it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And take all this information from me that I'm giving right now with a grain of salt, because I'm still new into this entrepreneurship and it's kicking my ass. Like, it's literally kicking my ass right now. It's kicking it so hard, and every single no that I have, or every single person that ghosts me, or every single person that wasn't aligned, I have to make sure that I'm learning from it instead of just getting in my head and being like, oh, I just need to give this up, like it's never gonna work. I keep attracting these tire kickers. Even people, like, it's even harder to digest when these people have paid you. Like, you literally paid me to waste my time. That's a whole different thing, because once somebody pays you, you're kind of like, okay, well, I got them in the bag. Like, they've invested. Now, they're going to see this through. No, sometimes they still don't. So yeah, guys, that's what I came on here to say. I just had a moment where I'm just like, okay, I'm going to be real open and honest. I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to keep everything that I've said in here. And yeah, you guys can feel however you want to feel about it. You can send me any questions that you have, or hey, if you want to book a trip with me. I do specialize, like I said, in Asian vacations. Right now, specifically Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, the Philippines. I can definitely put something together for you if you're interested. Like I said earlier, I do have 3 tiers of service. My custom itinerary start off at 150. My booking management service starts off at 200, and my luxury concierge full service starts off at $300. Click the link in my bio if you want to get on a call, because like I said, I don't do quotes through DMs or comments. I am strictly appointment only. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.